You're not broke because you don't work. You're broke because you obey peasant rules in a prince's game. They get rich by playing Machiavelli, not nicer, not smarter, more strategic. Most people hunt money like it's a reward for virtue. Show up, be good, wait your turn. Meanwhile, the prince doesn't wait. He sets the terms. I used to think the market paid the diligent. Then I watched a mediocre operator close a six-figure deal in 5 minutes. No genius, no special product. He had three things: a stronger appearance, a sharper promise, and public proof. That's when it clicked. People judge with their eyes before their hands touch the product. Reputation first, evaluation later. If you look like a solution and arrive like a solution, half the battle is won before you speak. Machiavelli said men judge more by appearance than by substance. In business, that means you must be hard to disbelieve. Clean offers, crisp receipts, a tighter frame than your competitors. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be undeniable. Why do you stay broke? Because you analyze like a professor and act like a volunteer. The rich, they act like princes. Can this kill me? If not, proceed. That's bounded risk. That's how you move through fog. You wait for permission. They manufacture momentum. You ask for validation. They publish results. You hoard ideas. They display proof. Listen carefully. Strategy beats intelligence. Sequence beats both. Most of you do this: plan, polish, post, pray. Then you complain about the algorithm. A Machiavellian sequence is different. Find pain, make a hard promise, deliver a fast result, document it, price the relief, then scale. That order turns whispers into gravity. Here's the founder I mentored to prove it. He had demos, followers, and compliments, no customers. We changed nothing about the product. We changed the order. Day one, he called 3 prospects with the same pain. Day 2, he delivered one measurable win for free in exchange for full visibility. Screenshots, call recordings, before, after metrics with timestamps. Day 3, he posted receipts and set a price aligned to the bleeding. He stopped. Not the hours he worked. 7 days later, he had a wait list. Same product, same man, different sequence. That is not luck. That is Machiavelli. Another reason you stay broke: you count treasure when you should be counting territory. The poor count dollars. The rich count control, distribution, deal flow, decision rights, lists, licenses, logistics, and levers. Coins are symptoms. Territory is power. You don't need to own the whole map. You need one choke point others must cross. Build the bridge, charge the toll. But my market is saturated. Saturation is what the outside of proof feels like. Princes don't outdecorate competitors. They make them obsolete. Your product doesn't need more features. It needs to remove more pain. If you stop a $10,000 monthly bleed, stop charging $600. You're not billing for labor. You're billing for relief. You also stay broke because you negotiate from resentment. You walk away from great deals because someone else might win more. The prince counts territory, not fairness. If a deal expands your reach, increases your proof, or deepens your moat, sign it, even if your partner wins bigger. Envy is a tax on focus. Pay it, and you'll stay in the village while they take the castle. Be loved or be feared. In business, be respected. Respect is the compound of 2 metals: competence and consequence. Competence, produce outcomes on demand. Consequence, enforce standards, set terms, honor them, and when they're broken, act swiftly and rarely. A single clear boundary defended decisively is worth 100 polite emails. You think mindset precedes money? Machiavelli laughs. Power is seized by action, then your mind adjusts to match your results. Belief is scar tissue from kept promises. You don't need more affirmations, you need evidence, evidence you produced. Patience, yes, but not the couch kind. Patience is tempo control, work invisibly, score visibly. That means long stretches of quiet build, short bursts of loud receipts, drought, 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 flood. Everyone will call it overnight. You'll know it was cadence, low status work. Do it, not forever, until you've bought data, skill, and reputation. Princes shovel mud when it buys them a lever later. Pride is the pauper's blanket, warm and useless. Here's your wait. What? Moment. I watched a freelancer stuck at $1,500 projects for a year. We rewired the position. Same skill, new frame. He offered a 72-hour pipeline resuscitation with a guaranteed booked call target, or he worked free until it hit. Price, $9,000. Month 1, 4 clients, 3 delivered in 48 hours, 1 in 96, $36,000 collected, 0 ads. Belief didn't do that. A harder promise on a shorter clock did. Now alliances. A prince doesn't hoard isolation. He purchases reach with results. Give 3 strategic partners the thing they cannot refuse. You make them look like kings to their people. Private wins create public doors. Stop sending cold essays. Send short receipts. We did X, it produced Y in 48 hours. Here's the proof. Want it for your clients? That's how moats appear where fences used to be. Savings, not for flex, for aggression. A small war chest buys calm decisions. Desperation makes peasants. Slack capital makes princes. When your basics are covered, you can swing big without flinching. Discipline is an elimination tool. It removes the version of you that sells out early. Reputation will outrun you. Make sure it says the right thing. Publish a scoreboard weekly, not to brag, to compress doubt. People don't buy claims, they buy momentum. And remember, perception without performance is a costume. Performance without perception is a diary. You need both. Look like the answer and be the answer. If I stripped your logo, website, and pitch deck, could you prove you're the best in 48 hours? If not, you don't need another course. You need a harder promise and a shorter clock. Here's the play. Machiavelli in 72 hours. Choose terrain. One painful, expensive problem you can solve this week. State it in one ugly sentence. If it sounds poetic, it's too soft. Craft a hard promise, a clear binary time-bound outcome with a simple metric. In 72 hours, we will recover 5 lost deals from your pipeline, or you pay nothing. Build visible receipts. Set up measurement before you start. Record the baseline. Record the result. Timestamp everything. Strike an alliance. Deliver it once free to the right partner in exchange for full visibility and a testimonial that includes numbers, names, and dates. Set a toll. Price the relief relative to the bleed you stop. Not hours, not effort, bleed. Publish the march. Ship your scoreboard at the same time every week. Wins, lessens, next target. Consistent cadence builds public inevitability. Enforce the boundary. Who you won't serve, what you won't do, and what happens when someone crosses the line. Rare, clear, final. Repeat the sequence. Narrow promise, short clock, visible receipts, higher toll. You'll feel the switch flip. Inquiries change tone. Negotiations compress. Price objections soften. That's not luck. That's power concentrating. You can keep doing noble work for small coins, counting days, and hoping for algorithm weather. Or you can pick a choke point, build the bridge, and charge the toll. Fortune isn't kind. She is obedient, not to good intentions, to undeniable outcomes. Move like a prince, make promises that scare you a little, and keep them so often that fear gets bored. When the flood finally arrives, they'll say you were lucky. Smile. Luck visits the castle that never stopped building.